And hello, everybody. It is Tom Chenault and it's Adrian Chenault, and it is the Legacy Leadership Radio Show, and it's going to be great. And I want you to share. And I'm not much of a share kind of guy, but I'm hitting you with a share kind of remark right now, because this is a show that needs to be heard all over the world with the biggest voices that you can, because Larry and Taylor Thompson have been around this business for over 50 years, especially Larry. Taylor was like 12, but she was still around. But I am going to tell all of you, pay attention to this show. It's going to be epic. How are you, Adrian?
I am so good. I love this dynamic duo, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. This is going to be great. And all the crew is showing up. There's a lot of great people already on here, and I know they'll be sharing it out. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Get
it out there. So before we get going, there's something of utmost importance, very serious, very sad going on in the lives of a lot of us. Most of us know Bob Bodine, who is the most powerful man in the National Football League you've never heard of, and one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet in your life. He wrote an important book called The Power of Who. And I read that book and it changed my life. He is on the board of directors of the Texas Rangers. He places most of the executives in the National Football League, the National Basketball Association, and all the colleges. He is one cool guy and very spiritual. He wrote this book called Two Chairs. And the entire premise of the book is you get up every morning, you sit in one chair across from an empty chair, knowing that the God of your understanding is sitting in the other chair. And instead of carrying your problems all day long, you turn them over to God. And he's a big Jesus guy. And last week, his little grandson, his namesake, Bo, 1 year old, ended up underwater for over 20 minutes. And as a result, the kid's in a coma. They're bringing him back as hard as they can, but and right now we're going to set the timer, Adrian. We're just going to take a minute to pray for this little Bo Bodine. And I want you to do it. I want you to say prayers however you pray, and just say a prayer for this little kid right now. Okay, call the Guinness Book of Records. That's the first time in the history that I have ever been silent that long. I hope you all prayed like crazy, then prayed more. Little Bo, you are in our thoughts, you are in our prayers, and we're gonna get, if there's a way to do it, it's gonna happen through all of these people out there. So let's get this show on the road. Larry Thompson, Taylor Thompson, unbelievable power couple, have just been the voice of network marketing for so many years, helped build giant companies, but they see a disturbing trend right now toward everything but network marketing. And I just thought we'd bring them back. They did such a compelling speech at the ANMP that I thought we would just go mics on, unplugged, turn it loose, and let them tell us what the heck they think is happening and what we need to do to rectify it, starting right now. So Adrian, make sure you do some talking, because I have a feeling I'm going to try to dominate this show. But Larry and Taylor, we love having you aboard. What do you want to talk about?
Wow. Well, thank you so much.
Dominate on his side. Now listen here at the challenge that I have. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you so much, Tom. And I appreciate you taking out time for little Bo. We've been thinking about him. But definitely want to thank you for having us on. It was such a pleasure to hang out with you and Denise at the ANMP, and us lead by example, sitting on the front row. Woo-hoo! All right. So anyway, we're super excited to be here, and there's really been some trends that have been taking place that we've been watching, and it's kind of, you've heard our message, the 80, 15, and 5 Thompson rule. This is kind of where we've been all of our life as the long-haired hippie construction worker and stay-at-home mom. And so we've been, John Fleming, another legend in our space, who just recently wrote a book about the ultimate gig. And really, it was him that, with his stats and with what we knew to be true, like, we saw some major shifts happening. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, what's interesting about this, and there has been a major shift in our space, and Taylor and I, quite frankly, we were watching this take place, and we were at the same time growing the business, especially PM International, because started working with them in 2011. Last year, this year they're probably going to do about $3 billion worth of sales. But there was just a few GPSs that we had to make with that, to make that happen. When I say GPS, all of us, when we get in our car and we're going somewhere, to go with the global positioning system, and we get frustrated when it says rerouting, you know what I mean? And you get frustrated with it. But the network marketing space has in the process, and has been now for 6 years, of rerouting. Very few people have seen that. Taylor and I are very fortunate, because we did start working with John Fleming, okay, in 2018 on a project. It was very successful, but he started sharing with us about the gig economy. And quite frankly, guys, I had no idea what it was, no clue. Didn't even know how to spell gig at that particular time. And he was talking about the changes that were taking place. And that was before he wrote his book. And he was sharing the research with us. And it was really effective for us to start thinking differently. And that's what led us to this whole thing where we are right now.
So, for us, it's really been about, we were raised, like, Tom, like, network marketing has always been about the average person's best chance, really about that. We've always talked about that $500 to $1,000 a month. And whenever, John solidified that number with gig economy, saying the 60 million people out there looking for 500 to 1,500, 60 million people. And that's whenever we started having all of these, these at our fingertips, like the Uber and the Lyft and the Amazon and the Airbnb, all of these things that allowed the everyday person to be able to come into this gig economy world without training, without buying anything, without having to have to learn more, to do more conceptually, where they had an easy, fun, simple path to be able to create income from home. And so that was where we really started connecting the dots, seeing how network marketing is different. We're network marketing now, as we see it, we're not competing with other network marketing companies anymore. We're competing in a real gig economy world.
And John Fleming, again, is the one that brought this to our attention, and it was in 2018. And when he first started bringing it, we were talking about it, and I said, wait a minute, that's what's been happening wrong in our space. Maybe some people will be offended by that word wrong, but it hasn't been growing since 2015. Now, last year, according to the DSA, we had a little bit of a bump in sales of about 5 or 6%, okay? But it's been declining since 2015. Why has that happened? Because Taylor said it. Network marketing companies have been competing with the next network marketing company. And there's only 6 million people in that space. We talk about how big, there's only 6 million. But John Fleming's research showed us that there's over 60 million in the United States that are interested in making that $500 plus a month. And to be able to do it in a fun, simple, easy manner. And so what we set out to do, and we put a partnership together here, working collaborating on a partnership with John Fleming, and we had the first gig summit in September 2019. We joke about it. Nobody knew how to spell gig, like I just made a joke of it, okay? Because they didn't. And you might have been there, Tom. I don't remember. I think you probably were. I know you were at the second one.
Yeah.
Okay. And we did that, and we started talking about this, about what was happening, what was taking place. And everybody was shaking their head. They didn't understand, okay? And then we had the second one. That was September of 19. We had the second one in February of 20. The next week, boom, the whole economy was shut down. So what we had to do was take that. We were planning on going out and teaching this around the globe, okay? And universities and teaching it. But what happened was we couldn't do that. So we quickly put together what we call the 6 pillars of being able to show the traditional network marketer how to transition with audience language and behavior into the gig economy where the marketplace is.
So you guys, this is Larry and Taylor Thompson. And John Fleming is who? Who's John Fleming?
John Fleming, okay, if you go to DSN, the Direct Selling News, who goes out there and they do the top 100 every year. John Fleming and I joined the same company back in the 60s. I joined Best Line Products in 68. He joined it in 69. John Fleming went on to become the one person that brought Avon into the network marketing world, okay? Then obviously I went forward and brought network marketing into Herbalife in 1980. DSN did a legend series, okay? Last year they did a legend series, and they had 6 people that they identified that was over 50 years of service in the direct selling space, okay, that was still active. Guess what? 4 of the 6 came out of Best Line Product because of the direct training of Bobby DePue, our unsung hero of our space, and Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn and I joined Best Line Product the same night, the same company, same meeting.
That's what Ron Henley is so good at.
So
Ron Henley, your buddy, he constantly tells me the history behind everything going on. So we're not forgetting history, and I'm for sure not messing it up. What's really exciting is the ANMP, because if anything's going to take us forward, it's having education. And Larry and Taylor have decided to really make a commitment to the ANMP. So go to wealthbuilding.pro/ANMP23 right now. And what you're going to get is an unbelievable lifetime access to their stuff that's only going to cost you $99. But half of that money, they're going to kick back to the ANMP so that association continues to live on, because we can't let it die. Because if we forget about our history, we lose our future. And what we're going to do is continue to be this 100% concerted effort, all of us, to make sure that this industry and profession lives on with professional people like Larry and Taylor and that guy, John Fleming, and all those other people who I can never remember because I'm older than they are. So this is exciting stuff. And we're going to go to a break here. You got anything you want to say before that?
No, this is such an interesting thing. And on the other side of the break, let's talk about what's happened. You identified this gig thing. All of a sudden, the world turned completely upside down yet again. And I would imagine that it's changed again because the whole prospect of driving your car around with people you don't know and all this sort of stuff is a little different. So we'll talk about how this has evolved on the other side of the break. You're with Larry and Taylor Thompson, guests on the Legacy Leadership Show with Adrian and Tom Chenault on the Genesis Communication Network. Stick around. We'll be back right after this. We did it.
And we're at the break. So we only got 30 seconds here. Go to contactmapping.com. Well, all of you, so we can pay for this doggone show. We are so broke. It's unbelievable. We love having you guys watching. Having these 2 people is a gift from God. I am telling you, they are the epitome of network marketing professionals trying to keep it network marketing and trying to keep it professional. Hang on, we're coming back right now. And we're back. It's the Legacy Leadership Radio Show with Adrian Chenault, Tom Chenault, and we're having a blast. These people are unbelievable. Bring us back in, Adrian.
Absolutely. So we were talking before the break about this evolution that has occurred where you've seen this trajectory happening with the network marketing total sales in the profession. You've seen the rise of this gig economy. You all host a series of gig conversations right at the beginning, just before the pandemic hits, and boom, all of a sudden, Airbnb, Uber, Lyft, these companies that, were the greatest thing since sliced bread, and everybody's going, well, this is easy money. I just, get in my car and they just put money in my bank account. Suddenly, maybe we're realizing that that's not just the straightforward arrangement that we thought it was all along. And so what have you seen happening since the pandemic has hit in the shift in the conversation out in the marketplace about gig economy type work where you're, levering up your assets, so to speak, versus traditional network marketing or new versions of network marketing that are much more sort of entrepreneurial?
Well, that's the right approach to this thing. What did happen here? Okay. The pandemic did not create the gig economy. What the pandemic did was spotlight on the gig economy and said, hey, there's other choices. as we stated before the break here, what took place was we had a steady growth in the network marketing space because we're the only competition in town. And then there was a next network marketing company competing against the next network marketing company. And in our space, because I believe in stats and figures. As a distributor, as a corporate executive, as a trainer, I believe in stats and figures. Okay. And there was only 6 million people in our space. I say only 6 million people that each network marketing company was competing against. Now here comes the gig economy, and it's 60 million people that are out there that are looking for what network marketing was the only place to find. Okay.
Yeah.
Which was that individual who just wanted to make that extra $500 a month. Okay. In a fun, simple, easy manner. And guess what happened? Okay. When this started, when the gig economy started, nobody was paying attention to it. John Fleming and his group got us educated on it, and we started teaching it. And I tell you, it's been remarkable, the breakthroughs that we've had.
You know, for me, Adrian, we've just seen this little bit of a shift, and you guys know, I mean, everybody talks about social media. I love social media, but we've had it with us for years. I mean, I started doing my business with business card flyers in the Walmart parking lot. You know, you talk about, social media at its best, getting a curiosity business card to get somebody to raise their hand to have a conversation with you. And, now it seems like that's the only way we want to have a conversation. And I love what you guys promote with your contact mapping, because you really give the distributors those tools to where they can share their opportunity with the waiter, with the waitress, with the Uber driver, and to be able to connect not just through social media, but offline as well. And so I think that that's kind of, the shift in the space to where we've really tried to, instead of making them marketers, let's make them network marketers. They come in and we're trying to make them, learn how to be marketing, and we forget what their real job description is. You know what I mean? It's just talking to people about what you have to offer.
And here's what had to happen here after pandemic and after COVID and all that happened. We realized that we weren't going to have to be able to go out there and address this in live meetings. So we very quickly, when I say quickly, I mean it was deliberately, it wasn't haphazard. We developed a focus group, and over a 2-month period of time, we recorded the 6 pillars live with interactive. It wasn't going into the studio with people around the globe, by the way, very big, large international. And we did the 6 pillars to show people how they can take their traditional network marketing experience and transition into audience, language, and behavior. That's the key. The audience has changed, the language has changed, the behavior has changed. And that's what we want to really develop up for you guys today.
Pushing it forward.
Yeah.
Your goal is to what? Create network marketing to be what it was or what it could be?
Not what it was, because, okay, gotcha, break.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're telling. I mean, what you guys need to understand is this is not rocket science. We got to go back to basics to be able to use that social media all you want. But you're speaking into people's listening, dropping them right where they want to be, and treating people as human beings, not prospects. That's all Larry and Taylor are talking about. But stop looking past everybody, because the person that you can change the life of is sitting and standing right in front of you. And if you understand and tell them that it's hard work, it takes a long time, but they've got the possibility of making it, that's all they want. Because every one of us are scared to death. We don't know what this economy is going to bring us, what the world's going to bring us. And we've got the chance right now to actually take control of our destiny and have that hedge against inflation that literally nobody else has. So we're going to take a short break here. We're coming back right after this. It is the Genesis Communication Network. It is the Legacy Leadership Radio Show. We'll be right back.
Well done. All right. So we got another 30 seconds, and we are going to come back on the other side. And I loved what you hit on a minute ago, Taylor, about the distinction between marketing and network marketing. And so let's talk a little bit about that, and maybe we even tie contact mapping into that conversation just a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Love it. All right. We're coming back in 5 seconds.
All right, we're back. It's Tom Chenault. It's Adrian Chenault. We are the Legacy Leadership Radio Show on the Genesis Communication Network. If you're watching this online or listening to someplace where you can share this show, whatever you do, do it. Because I'm telling you, it's important. We have got to keep this profession vibrant, alive, and what it is so it can be what it's going to be. And that sounds a little confusing, and I've said it twice now. But what I want to do is maintain the integrity of the profession. Because it's not tricks, it's not funnels, it's not a game show. It's human beings, it's right relationships, and letting people have a chance for a great life. That's all it is. It's that simple. And you're not selling a product as much as you're selling hope. And please understand, when you bring somebody into your business, you are literally holding them in your hand and they're buying you until they get an experience with it. So become the best you that you can by going and getting the special that these people have got for you, where they've got a website that I've already forgotten because I'm not the smartest tack in the box. So we're going to put it up for you on the screen, and I'm going to say it to you right now if you're listening on the radio. wealthbuilding.pro/ANMP23. That's not nearly as complicated as it sounded. wealthbuilding.pro/ANMP23. So take it away, Adrian.
Yeah, you were talking as we came back into the show about this whole concept that really what we're up to in this profession is we're interacting, we're building relationships, we're holding human beings and their desires and their needs and their aspirations in our hands. And Taylor, we were talking before the break about this idea of the distinction between marketing, which is so much of where the world has gone, not even just with the gig economy. You're talking Shopify stores and all, people are doing all this sort of stuff. And that's really marketing. And yeah, you might make a few bucks selling t-shirts or whatever stuff on a Shopify shop. There's real power in the networking part of network marketing. And it's a completely different kind of skill set, isn't it?
Absolutely. It really is because, for me, Adrian, whenever you think about marketing, that's something that is, you're behind. Marketing is learning TikToks and Reels and Instagram and Facebook and all of these things, how to attract people. And, I love what Tom says, you get about your heart, you gotta lead with your heart. And whenever you think about it like that, then everybody can be what Larry and I call ATV. We can truly be authentic. We can truly be transparent, and we can truly be real. And whenever you do business in that way, then that means it's available for everyone. Anybody can be ATV. Right? You don't have to be a marketer to be ATV, because you know why you joined that company for that opportunity, because what it did for you and your family, or this product or this service. That's an easy story to share. And it ties so much right in with what you guys are doing and with the contact mapping, because listen, we have people at our fingertips all day long that we walk past trying to look for somebody online that we may never reach. And whenever we look at these stats, I love this, what Larry started out with the Direct Selling Association, these numbers here, Adrian, between the ages of 25 to 34, that's only 17% of where our space is as a whole, 17%. And everybody talks about that demographic. But whenever you look at the ages of 35 to 54, it makes up 49%. How many of that age demographic are we missing because they're not on social media? I mean, those numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah. Wow. That younger demographic is not there. I would imagine, I'm curious your thoughts on this. They're looking at this profession and they're going, that feels old to me. That feels old school. That doesn't look like the way that I want to create wealth for myself, that I want to earn a little extra money on the side, whatever. And it's our job as a profession, it's our job as leaders to learn how to speak into that language to not miss out on this next generation, right?
Well, listen, what if we do miss out on that next generation? It's only 17%. Okay, we got to pay attention here. Where's the grouping? Where's the audience? What's the language? What's the behavior that we speak? It's kind of like going after a smaller market. Why would you go after a smaller market when the bigger market is here? Old school, new school. I'm sorry here to raise my voice, but I got to tell you, I feel strong about this stuff. And that came out at the A&MP, old school versus new school. You had a number you were going to share there.
Well, I was going to say, I love this stat right here because it says 55 to 64 is 18%. That number is bigger
than the millennials.
Than between the 25 and 34. Do you understand? I mean, this piece, we're missing the bigger ocean of people. We're missing the bigger of we got to use, to your point, we got to use the right bait. We've got to use the right language that this gig world talks and they speak and they understand.
There is no difference between old school and new school. The biggest is kind of listen, government, okay, and tell them it's a transitional inflation. Give me a break, okay? That's ridiculous, okay? There is no difference between old school and new school. There's people, there's human beings. What John Fleming identified was that audience that the DSA just validated that exists. And what do they want? Most of them are not technically advantaged out here. And you're out there saying, get on TikTok, get on Instagram, do this, do that. Okay. That works for some people, but the bigger audience is out here. And guess who identified that bigger audience? All the affiliate programs, Uber, Airbnb, TaskRabbit, all of that. They've identified that if you will take and communicate with those people, fun, simple, magical.
Grubhub, DoorDash.
All of them. All of them. It's fun, it's simple, it's magical. They don't have to be mentored. They don't have to be coached. They don't have to be trained. They don't have to do anything. In 5 minutes, they're ready to go. That's what we did. The fundamentals of our space is in the Millionaire Training. Guess what? That $99 package, it comes with your plus in tape form, plus in PDF. This never changes, ever. These are fundamentals. But let me tell you what's always changed in my 54 years. Audience, language, and behavior has always changed. Every time, okay, there's been audience, language, and behavior, okay? And if you hit that right, and then you can transition from what you know across the bridge, it isn't old school and new school. It isn't social media, no social. God bless social media. Have at it. I love it. I've done social media my entire career. It has not been Facebook. It has been other things. And we'll talk about those.
You know, here's the thing, guys. The message is always the same, right? We share our stories. We talk to people. There's only two kinds of people. You either know them or you don't. I mean, it can't get much easier than that, right? And so what's the message? We're sharing our story, and it's either online or offline. It's the same message. It's just the delivery system that we're talking about here. And we've just got to make it easier for more people to be like, hey, that sounds simple. I think I can do that. That's the disconnect for me, from my perspective.
And people in the social media world, okay, if they're good at social media, let me tell you something. Social media has been with us forever. Okay. It used to be ads in newspapers. It used to be videos. It used to be cassettes. It used to be three-way calling. It used to be fax machines. How would you like to build your business on a fax machine as a technique of branding and still do it today? It would be insane. Okay, it would be insane. But whatever you're teaching in social media today, you weren't teaching it 6 months ago. And each 6 months or each year, you got to go back and teach them a new technique. They're not interested. Those 60 million want fun, simple, magical. And I'm telling you, with these 6 pillars, we have been able to capture that audience, language, and behavior right now today that works internationally, that can transition from traditional network marketing.
So what are the 6 pillars?
So the first one is audience, language, and behavior. Whenever you understand who your audience is, 6 million versus 60 million, right? What language do you use? It's what gets them to raise their hand. It's like using the right bait to catch the right fish. And what is the behavior that we're trying to recreate? In other words, like, how you bring them in is how you bring them up. And if we're going to train them to, if we load their backpack up with all the things they have to do, instead of doing the basics, which is talking to people about your product and your opportunity. That's it. Pillar number 2 is the 3 P's. Positioning, posturing, presentation. How do you position what you have to offer? How do you posture it? You know, so many times people go, well, we want to close them. We want to close them. No.
Transactional, and it isn't.
No, we want to let them come to the natural, logical conclusion, whether they buy or don't buy, whether they join or don't join. We want them to feel good about you for sharing it. We want them to feel good about it, whatever it is. And we want to make them feel good about themselves, whether they buy or don't buy, whether they join or don't join. It's so powerful whenever you respect people and give them a way out with dignity. It's crazy.
That's spot on.
All right. So that's 2 of the 6. You don't get to hear you don't get to hear the other 4. You see that link on the screen? wealthbuilding.pro/ANMP23. Go to that link and get this thing for $99. It's lifetime access to these 2's work. And on top of that, you get a PDF of their book. And on top of that, $50 of the $99 goes over to the ANMP. It is the deal of the century. If you can't feel the absolute belief that they have in this unbelievable profession of ours, you might as well hang up right now. And just think about it. You know, this thing's going to be up, and they have another deal in there that they're not even telling you. But when I took a look at the link, they're giving you 10 days access for free before they even hit your credit card. So there is no way in the world that you don't take advantage of what they're offering, because it's going to change your life. And with all the whiz-bang stuff that you're doing, guess what? Having a motive to the madness underneath of what you do with all those people that you get as a result of that net that you cast with the social media stuff, they're coming into you right now. They're coming into the funnel. And at the end of the day, they're going to leave you with a click, just like they joined you with a click, unless you've got the fundamentals of what these guys are teaching you to keep those people into relationship now, which is what network marketing is all about. Right or wrong, you guys?
It's right on the money. And I do want to come. What have we got there? What do you
30
think?
seconds.
30 seconds. Okay. I can't give it to you in 30 seconds, but we'll come back after
break. So let's get out.
Lay it on you.
We're going to go to a break. I thought my whole rant was so long, I screwed up the whole show. We're going to keep the show going after the show, by the way.
Another break.
Yeah, I know. So we're gonna take a little break right now. We're on the Genesis Communication Network, Legacy Leadership Radio Show. We'll be right back. I did it.
You did.
Holy shit! So I was wheeling. Yeah. So this is cool.
Funny.
Well, I love these guys.
I know, they're the best.
I get so excited. I forget we're on the radio, because it's kind of like when we were in that restaurant that day when you were talking, and we were all just like leaning. Oh, it was unbelievable. Blake Chin was there. Lots of people left that thing. Tommy Mock or whatever that guy's name is. Very cool. We're coming back right now. And this is the Legacy Leadership Radio Show. Welcome back. I hope you're sharing this thing. The show will go on, even though it's going to be over in about 5 minutes on the radio. You poor people that are listening on the radio need to learn how to come in and listen to this thing on the internet every week. It is on
Tuesdays, 5 p.m. on the contact map, 5 p.m. Eastern time on the contact mapping page on Facebook.
Sorry, I don't understand any of this stuff, but that's because I'm a network marketer, not one of you giggies. So that's the name of the game. Sorry about that. But we're here, and what are we talking about?
We were talking about these pillars, and you really do. You have to go and check out what they have going here. I want to end on this idea, though, because I think Taylor hit the nail on the head. So much of what we do, if you're a professional as a network marketer, it's about honoring the human being sitting across from you at every stage of the journey, right? You want to honor them by putting the best possible foot forward in the way that you present the opportunity, because you wouldn't be doing it if you didn't really believe that it had the power to change your life and theirs. You want to honor them in the way that you present it so that they know that you're presenting it from a place of love and care. And then whatever they decide to say is up to them. And however that ends, your job is to leave them feeling better than when they started the conversation. Is that not the name of the game?
Oh my gosh. This is such a game changer. And so many of our people that we work with, says this is one of the things that the concepts that they picked up on and they love, Adrian, because some of the things that has been pushed and taught in our space leaves them feeling not good about themselves because of the way that they approach people and the way that they will say close them. And, whenever you give people respect and honor them, you really leave the door open for life circumstances to change, because they may not remember what you say, but they always remember how you make them feel. Amen. And that's so key in our business, no matter what. And so you, it, and them is such a powerful concept. I love it.
We talk about the you, it, and them. We talk about the 3 Ps. Almost everybody listening to this has been around network marketing. Oh, I know that. You don't know that. You do not know that. I dare you, double dog dare you, to go in and listen to that and tell me that you understand it like that. You understand it the way it happened to you, okay? Not the way it happened to me and the so-called legends that are a part of this deal, okay? But let's just talk about the 3 keys, the 3 Ps. Positioning, posturing, and presentation. You know what everyone puts their emphasis on? Presentation. It's irrelevant if you got to postured. What is posturing, and what does that really mean? And positioning, what does that mean? It's adverbs versus adjectives. Okay. Adverb says, I don't know if you can do this. I'm not sure. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I didn't believe that I could. And adverbs is not telling what they want to hear. You got to tell why you like this. I wasn't sure if I could do it. I wasn't sure if this could happen. Okay. Adverbs versus adjectives. Well, if you do it like this is going to happen. This is going to happen. It's vital in the gig economy. You got to realize the competition out there today is not with the next network marketing company. That's where you lose. You got to compete up here in the gig economy. And guess who helped create this model? Uber and Lyft created this model, okay? Guess who's struggling today in this model? Uber and Lyft. And you know why? Because they're competing with other gig opportunities when they weren't before. And network marketing thinks it can continue to do what it's always done. Then you're going to continue to get what you've always got, which is heartbreak in most cases. And people building you up and bringing it down. Okay. And anyway, I get crazy.
Well, I think I love this conversation. I love the 3 Ps. I love you, it, and then Adrian, because it really does. I mean, this is such a Tom conversation, because, that's one of the things why I love about you, Tom, whenever you come, when you do a live, whenever you share from the bathtub, it's really,
don't encourage that.
I love it because you can just see your heart. Yeah. And here's the thing, for the radio people that are maybe departing from us, is that I want to leave you with this and encourage you, because the thing with the network marketing space that we have that other gig economies or other gig opportunities don't, is we have that way to create communities of inclusiveness and not exclusiveness. We have a way to be able to, to have the moment of silence for Bo and all the people that we've brought into our quote unquote network. We may not be in the same company, but we're in the same space, and we can encourage each other. We can edify each other. We can build each other up in these times, in the good times and in the bad. And that's the thing and the magic of network marketing that I want to preserve more than anything.
Wow. She's right. 100%. If not this, what? You're going to open up. You're going to be an astronaut. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to open up a franchise. Nobody's got the money to do that. This business has got the lowest level of entry cost, the best upside opportunity on the planet. I saw Eric Worre yesterday put up $7,500 and made $162,000 in a poker tournament. And I got to thinking about that, because I'm going to go put up $7,500 and win $162,000. No way on earth. What people don't understand is he's got $10,000, 10,000 hours and lots of coaching in how to be a poker player. That's what you get in network marketing, except you don't pay that out. We pay you to learn. That's what's so cool. We almost out of here?
Yeah, I think Taylor wants to say something real quick.
Real fast, Taylor. What is it?
Wants to say something.
Denise said something cute, and I wanted to take
There
a
she
photo
is.
up there.
All right, so hold on. We're going to get out of here. We've got the dame herself, Nicola Smith-Jackson, on the show next week. You do not want to miss her. She is such a powerhouse. Thanks for listening. Legacy Leadership Show. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Okay, so now you guys were off the air. So you can ask these guys questions. We're going to go on because there's things that are important to say. You know, you've got all these people trying to put gag orders on you as far as income claims, product claims. We don't want you doing that stuff. But we also want you telling people that they've got a shot. It takes hard work. It takes a long time. And you need a great mentor. You need to learn this to teach it. But there is a chance. And very few people have a chance. And, you know, if you're an Uber driver, you got to have a nice car. It's all so hard. This business, they train you to learn. Just take it seriously. Is that right or wrong, you guys? I mean, if you want to ask these guys a question, put it in the comments. Denise Towner, Chenault, and Rob Cardenas, and John, Working Live Ackenbauer. All you guys. Is that how he says his name? I said it right?
While we're waiting for a question to come up, I really want to tap into this because, you know, inside of the sheet from the DSA, they were talking about, one of the things that they were talking about was that recruiting was down. And, you know, Larry and I got to having this conversation. Why is recruiting down? You know, I believe that recruiting, if people don't know what they don't know. And I think to your point, Tom, is that people are so afraid of, we'll say, a compliant message that we've gotten away from the opportunity conversation because everybody is so conscious about being compliant. And I really want to speak to this because here's the thing. Now more than ever, we are in I say pandemic environment. Inflation 10%, and it's rising as we speak. So if that means that if the inflation is 10%, then your income has to go up accordingly. That means an extra $500 to $1,000 a month would be huge in this economy. But if we're not positioning, we're not sharing this, what we can offer them with an opportunity and saying, I don't know if this is for you. I don't know if it's going to work the way it's worked for you. Adverbs. I don't know if you're going to be able to make the kind of money I make, but I just know that, you know, what's happened for me and what's happened for, you know, my neighbor, you know, if they can do it, maybe perhaps you can too. You have to be able to have the conversation or nobody's going to know what you have to offer.
And that's in the 3 Ps. And by the way, the 3 Ps is every conversation you have with anybody, a distributor, a potential distributor, a customer or potential customer, someone that you're working, helping them, have to slap them around sometimes mentally. Come on, get off your knees. Let's go to work. It's got to be you, it, and them. And they got to feel good about what you're saying, how you're saying it. And it isn't complicated. It's common sense. All I want you to do is think about your favorite pet. We're dog lovers. I would never talk to Harper the way some people talk to their potential customers and distributors and their people that are trying like crazy. You don't know the current life circumstances someone's going on. And you go out there, you got to go. Go big or go home. Walk on hot coals. You don't know that backpack that they're wearing every day when we get up out of bed. Every one of us put on a backpack. And in that backpack, we got to load it up with rocks. You know what those rocks are? Current life circumstances, this day, this hour, this minute. And what is those current life circumstances? We don't know what it is. Okay, they change, they fluctuate. And you're going out there and you're going after these people and you don't know that they just had to put their dog down. You don't know that their son-in-law just fell off the roof. You don't know what's happening if they got some things that have to happen on their car, that they got unexpected finances right now, and we're talking to them. It's you, it, and them. That's why when you go listen to that pillar, I'm telling you, it'll change your thinking. That stuff is there. And we intentionally gave a free trial on that. We do double dog dare you to go listen to that and say, this is the transition from where I have been, where I am, and where I want to go, because network marketing has got to change audience, language, and behavior. They got to identify it and they got to go after it.
There you go.
Put that one in your pipe and smoke it, everybody. So that's the fact. And the name of the game is pussyfooting around with it is insanity.
Yes.
You have got make a stand for that person across the table. Commit to them that you're going to be one step ahead of them the entire way, learning and teaching, so they can learn and teach the same way you are. And the guy, David Robertson, I'm watching him. He's a good buddy. What's the number one daily task that's a non-negotiable must that must be done in order to build any business today? What do you guys think?
I know.
Go ahead.
What is it?
It's talking to people. It's moving the pennies. Here's the thing, guys. The number one non-negotiable is your job description. And your job description is talking to people every day, every opportune moment.
Not sending a post.
So I was always taught, this is my mentor, David. So I was always taught that it was 10 people a day, right? And you either got a yes or a no, because we were making, now I want you to think about this. We all our goal was to invite them to a meeting. That's the way we did it. Now times have changed. It doesn't matter whatever it is you're inviting them to, but the invitation for them to take a look. And here's what happens it becomes what we call Sinaloa, safety in numbers and law of average. So many times, whenever you look at it, Larry always taught me it was 2 out of 10. That if you get 2 out of 10, you're winning. So 2 out of 10 may show up to the meeting. 2 out of 10 is going to join. 2 out of 10 may move forward with you. 2 out of 10 is going to make it to the next level. It becomes 2 out of 10. Safety in numbers and law of average. And so for me, it's, if we're not focused on keeping the main thing in our business, and here's the thing, it's talking to people, no matter how you slice it, no matter how you want to cut it, no matter how you want to go around the bend, if you're not doing that on a daily basis, you're just getting ready to get ready. That's it. I
want to deal with David. I also want to deal with Eric here, his story, okay? But I want to come on this here, okay? There is, you say there's what's non-negotiable? There's no such thing as non-negotiable. I'm going to do this today no matter what. You got your finger cut off? Come on, give me a break here. We go out there and put that kind of pressure on people. It's a non-negotiable. Okay, I'm going to do this no matter what. I'm not Superman. Taylor's talking about over here 2 out of 10. I was taught that you need to do the 10 penny minute. By the way, 10 pennies with social media. Okay, ads in a newspaper with social media. Fax broadcast with social media. Faster, quicker, better reaching. Okay, I was taught to put 10 pennies in this pocket and I couldn't go home social media until I had 10 pennies in this pocket. And I'd like to tell you that the guru did it every day. I did not. It was my goal to do it every day. Okay, fear held me back. Circumstances held me back. Weather held me back. Disturbance in my family held me back. Car problems held me back. That's the real life. And we're going out there pushing all these things on people. But let me tell you what I did do. Very few days did I ever do 10 when I was in the building mode. But very few days did I ever do less than 5. Okay, you understand? Okay, you do the best that you can. Taking your job description is to talk to people at every single opportune moment, and you have a goal that you want to go with and go with. So there is no network marketing. You can come up with that stuff all day long. Gig economy, they won't listen to you guys, and there's 60 million of them. You got to learn to transition.
So here they wanted to hear Eric wanted to hear a funny Jim Rohn story.
I'll tell you a good one. Okay.
Yeah. Are you going to talk about the shirt?
The shirt. Yeah, I will. That's exactly right in my mind. That's why she's got me down. Okay.
I know him.
You guys have all heard. And by the way, one of the most proud things I am in my entire life is what Jim Rohn said on the book. Okay. And he said this to many, many people. And I want to do that. It says, there's nobody better then Larry Thompson at Training People in Network Marketing, Mr. Jim Rohn, put that. Okay, he didn't put that in the book. He had already passed by then, but he let that be known to many. That I can't tell you what that means to me, the man. But I've spent more personal time and stage time with Jim Rohn than anybody. And I got to tell you something. It wasn't that I did my part, he did his part. We did 8-hour trainings, and we split up the day between them. Every time he talked, I'm in the back watching, taking notes. I didn't want to be in the front because I want to be a distraction. Every time I was talking, he's taking notes. We got on the airplane, we talk about it, okay? But he talks about being a farm boy from Idaho. He was a farm boy from Idaho, okay? I will never forget the time that we went up there to his dad's place on the Snake River, okay? And I had this big thing in mind, what it was going to be, Mr. Jim Rohn's dad, you know? And he was a real tall guy with very thin, like a beanpole. And I stayed at that place, and I got to tell you, the bathroom was like an airplane bathroom. It was a farm house. That's what it was. It was nice. It was clean and everything. But I was kind of stunned by that. We went shopping to the general store, which is on a 4-way thing, dirt road. Okay. And we're in there looking, I'm seeing what I could buy and go back and take it to Beverly Hills, you know, and tell everybody, look what I got at Jim Rohn's house, you know. And I never will forget this. He's over there. Mr. Rohn is over there feeling some of these shirts. And this salesman comes over and he said, you like that shirt? He said, yes, I do. He said, would you like to buy that shirt? And he said, no, I don't think so. He said, how come? And his dad says, I already got a shirt. Okay.
Wow.
Well, that's how Jim Rohn was raised. That's how I was raised. He said, would you like to get another one? He said, I'm so well off, I've got 2 shirts. Okay.
Wow.
What a lesson for me. You know what I mean? What a lesson. So was it funny?
What about the bar one?
No, I don't want to tell him the bar one. I don't want to tell you the bar one.
The bar one's
okay,
really funny.
I will tell you the bar one. Okay? At that same trip, we went into Sun Valley, Idaho, I think, one of those ski resorts. I don't remember what it was. And it was at the end of the skiing season. It was almost shut down. It was almost done. And everybody was happy to see all the visitors go. And that's when we ended up there. And at the little theater that we went to, you had to get your own popcorn, you know what I mean? And we watched this movie, and we decided we'd go over, take our wives over at that point there to the only bar that was open that night. And we get out, you got to realize we're all Gucci'd out, you know what I mean? We're playing out to the top, you know, you can just imagine what it's like. And we walk into this bar and ain't nobody wants us there. There is nobody that wants us there because we're disturbing the locals. And so after this thing of looking around like, yes, who are these guys think they are? I said, okay, Jim. I said, are you ready? He said, what are you going to do? I said, watch this. I said, I got the waitress over and I said, here's what I want to do. Okay. And she said, what do you want to do? I said, a round for the house and we're paying. Okay. And she said, are you serious? I said, a round for the house and we're paying. Okay. So she went and got it and everybody's looking around like this. And I said, only one condition. We drink it and we shoot it at one time. Now, I'm not a drinker. Okay, Jim's not a drinker, but we'll do that kind of stuff. Okay, and so we did it, and everyone was looking around. I said, bartender, and he said, yes. I said, another round for the house. Okay, after 4 times, and it's now about 11:30 at night. Okay, everybody in that place, including me and Jim, we are gone. We're gone. Jim's behind the bar, tending bar, okay? And they shut the door and wouldn't let anybody else in. Anyway, that's a crazy story. Probably should never told that. I don't think I told that. So, anyway, she's the one.
That is the cutest thing on earth. And all we are our stories.
Yeah.
That's all we are, is our stories. Yeah. Don't lose that. Don't get so hip, slick, and cool that you forget where you came from. And just tell people things like that on you. That's how you get related to people. The fastest way is to tell one on yourself. And that is beautiful, beautiful stuff. And the people that are listening to this cannot believe you were able to share those kind of moments with Jim Rohn and the people that Ron Henley's on here. Obviously, you're watching Eric Worre commenting like crazy. And no matter where I've been with Eric Worre, he says the number one cure for any problem in network marketing is talk to more people. So he learned from you, he learned from Jim Rohn, and all we're doing is regurgitating. What's the word? Yeah, whatever that word is.
Regurgitating. From
people like you. And we take credit for it, but there's nothing new out there. Talk to more people, right, you guys?
Yeah, here's the real deal, okay? I can get negative fast. Okay, so how's that? I can get negative fast.
Yeah.
You know how I get negative fast? Not talking to people.
Yeah.
But when you point, here's the deal. When you're pitching, okay, and that's what we do. We pitch our story, okay? I'm not talking about making it up. I'm talking about ATV, like Taylor said, authentic, transparent, and vulnerable. You share that story. When you got that finger going out like that, guess what? There's 3 coming back. You are selling yourself on what you're selling that person. You get 3 times the value out of it that they got out of it, regardless of what they say, do, or go. Doesn't matter. You're selling you on what you're trying to sell them on, and it spikes you up to go talk to the next person. And if I don't do this, I know this. I'm 2 hours away from being negative. Okay, I got to find someone to pitch. If I got to call a stranger, or I'll call one of my pets. We always have pets, right? Our favorite distributor that tells us everything that we want to hear. Yes, you're so good. We love you. We wouldn't be anywhere without you. You're just so special. Thank you for caring about me. We call our pets. Okay, why do we call our pets? Because it makes us feel good instead of talking to a new person. That's what happens.
It's really biblical. I want you to think about it. What does the scripture says? Faith comes by hearing. Right? Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word. So every time you talk, you increase your faith. Every time you tell your story, you increase your own belief in your faith and what you're doing and what you're talking about.
Keep the finger going.
There you go.
That doesn't easier. That doesn't make sense. It's keep the right finger going, the correct finger going.
There we go. You two are incredible. You are a gift to us and to this profession, and so thank you so much for spending some time with us. Thanks for taking all of that wisdom and bottling it up and making it available to the world. And thanks for telling some really cool stories today. This has been a really fun conversation.
We'll be back with you guys. We'll put a focus group together with these guys and go do this. If in the next couple of weeks, we'll put a focus group together, get you guys together and start working with you personally. No charge for that. This is for the ANMP.
That's fantastic.
Does it get any better than that? I'm telling you, thank you guys very, very much. We'll see you next week. Nicola Smith Jackson, man, that's going to be bad to the bone. Who's the week after? Oh, I'm doing
Steve Gordon.
Steve Gordon. And then the week after that, I'm doing a special on addiction, which is obviously something that's close to my heart. And we're going to bring some people that you aren't going to believe on this show that are going to blow your mind, that are in the world of putting light on the fact that we've got an addiction problem in this country, fentanyl, opiates, all the stuff. And I'm going to bring some rock stars aboard. I love all of you. We'll see you before you know it. Love you, Taylor. Love you, Larry. See you later.